Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Drive-Thru. I'm your host, Tony T. We're with you here Monday through Friday here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, delivering live free picks for the games in prime time, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time here from here on our Drive-Thru show. So you guys be sure to like, subscribe, set those notifications, be live with us so you can bet into the best numbers. Of course, we're bringing our handicappers from Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place to deliver live free picks here for the games in prime time. So let's take a look at who will be on the show with us here for today. Taking a look here at the lineup. Well, we're looking for Tony Brown. We're on a lookout for Tony Brown. I only sent the email out on Saturday morning, letting everybody know that we were going to have a show here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So we're still looking here for Tony Brown. Ninos, Damian Sosh, Shane Mickle, Zawacky, and then I will close this one out. And let's take a look at who'll be on the show here. I think I'm off here because this thing with Tony Brown's upsetting me too much. So let's get the show going. We got what's that? Damian Sosh, Ninos, Zawacky, Shane Mickle, and Tony Brown. Still to be determined. All right, let's get ahead. Let's get this one underway. Let's go ahead and welcome in. Let's just get the show started. Let's bring in Ninos. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place where he does great work there. Let's bring him in right now. Ninos, what's happening?
Doing pretty good. How are you, Tony?
Doing great. All right, here we go. We're going to look at NFL here. We're going to be looking at the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, I see you had the baseball covered today, so I guess we could look at the NFL a little bit. Since we don't have too many options there in the MLB, but I think I found a pretty decent value play again here. We'll be looking at the Cincinnati Bengals to win the AFC North. We're getting about plus 170. You see the Ravens favorite to win that division right now, plus 130. But that can be justified when you look at the schedules. But I think the Bengals do get off to the better start at least of their season. I think their schedule is softer up until they have to play the Chiefs in week 12, and then they have the Bucks week 14, Bills week 16. So it gets tougher later on their schedule, but they start off with a pretty simple, easy schedule, I think. And they play the Ravens twice this year. So they play them twice this season, and I expect them to win both those games. So that should play in their favor as well. The Ravens, pretty good team. They got Lamar Jackson under center. You hear a lot of mixed reviews about him, but I am actually a fan of his. I think he could be a great quarterback. Of course, he has to work on his throw a little bit, but I think he's still a very dangerous quarterback back there. I just think that obviously Joe Burrow is a very good quarterback as well. I just think he has a lot more help on the offensive side. You could argue Baltimore has the better defense. But again, I think that Burrow and this offense gives them an edge over the Ravens at least. And as I said, if you want to hedge come week 12, feel free to. I think you might get a better value on the Ravens than anyways. So again, I like the Bengals here at plus 175. I think we're getting pretty good value on them to start the season.
All right, Ninos here on the Bengals to win the AFC North here at plus 175. Remember, they were the champions of the AFC North last year. So what that means is you play the other first place teams in the AFC, and you also play an NFC first place team outside of your conference here in that game 17 extra game. So looking at this, you're going to get two first place teams from the NFC. You're going to get the Buccaneers, and you're going to also get the Cowboys, which is, I think, really tough. And they're also going to be facing the NFC South because you throw the Saints in there. Of course, we'll see how good the Saints are this year. If there's any drop-off here from this team, of course, with the massive changes there. That Cowboy game is going to be tough there in week 2. They get the Steelers at home to open it up. But again, the extra game here, as a first-place team, you're going to be playing the team you'll be playing is looks like we've got the Patriots in their schedule as well. So it looks to be a bit of a tough schedule here for this Cincinnati Bengals team coming in with a first place schedule and facing, of course, you're going to be facing the AFC East, and the other first place team, I should say, from the AFC. You're going to get the extra game here is going to be here against the Chiefs. They are going to get the Bills as well, so it's a pretty rough schedule. But everybody in their division is going to face the AFC East. The extra game here as a first place team is they're catching the Chiefs. The extra game in the NFC is they're catching the Cowboys. Ninos.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, it does get tough come week 12, but I think they do handle the Cowboys early. So I didn't have that one circled as a particularly tough game. Now, Cowboys not necessarily the worst team in the league. I don't mean to say it's going to be a walk in the park or anything. I just think that the Bengals are a bit more, I'd say, consistent, if anything, and I still do think I like their team a little better than the Cowboys overall. So I think they take care of the Cowboys in week 2. But yes, it does get very, very tough come week 12 if you want to hedge around them. But as you said, I think the value is on them to start the season.
Yeah, we also have to see how that offensive line will how the offensive line is going to protect Joe Burrow. That's always a concern there. There's still some question marks on how good this offensive line is going to be. I do like their draft. They go with 2 safeties in the first and second round here, so they're trying to beef up their pass defense. That can be an issue at times here. Looking here, Daxton Hill from Michigan, Cam Taylor-Britt from Nebraska. Of course, they go defensive tackle in the 3rd round, so it looks like they're trying to beef up here their defense, their pass rush as well as their secondary. And they go offensive lineman here in the 4th round. This is also, the offensive line is always a concern with this Bengals team.
Yeah, it looks sounds like some very solid pickups there. Obviously, 2 areas they need a lot of improvement in is their defense, and obviously, Joe Burrow needs some protection as well. We're gonna need him to stay healthy for this pick to come through. So yeah, that's like that offensive line pickup there. Just got to make it work now.
They got to make it work here. Ninos here on the Bengals to repeat here. Of course, remember, we did have a down season here from the Steelers. We're looking at their division. The Ravens was a team that was ravaged with injuries. They still finished 8-9. Steelers finished 9-7-1. Cleveland is a team that's kind of the wild card. To me, they're the big question mark coming out of this division, finishing in 8-9. Very competitive division. Only 2 games separated first and last in that division.
Yeah, and I mean, you see the Steelers coming in last place there to win that division, but they are the smallest big dog out of all divisions. So it's expected to be a tighter division. But again, as you said, big question marks around the Browns, and it's been that way for the last couple of seasons. And I know a lot of expectations, but not a lot of results from them. So can they put anything together? If they can, they're sitting at plus 400 here, and that would be a great value. But again, I just can't trust them consistently throughout a whole season just yet. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be some good spots to back them individual games throughout the season, but I don't know if I'm ready to put any futures on them just yet.
All right, now Ninos here on the Bengals to win the AFC North at plus 175 was a big winner for us here with Juan Soto there to win the batting practice trophy, or the All-Star, the home run derby contest there from El Ninos, coming in with the Juan Soto. It was that's where the money was coming, right? From 575 or 525, it was throughout the afternoon, moving to 450, and then right at showtime sitting at 425.
Yeah, we saw. Yeah, as we said, as the show was going, that line was still dropping. You said it had been dropping throughout the whole night before. So, I mean, I thought it was a pretty good pick. As I said, it was a lot of value on it, and apparently I'm not the only one that saw it. So, as you said, a lot of money came in on him, and I said rightfully so, and he did come through for everyone. So.
Yeah,
congrats to everyone that did on that one.
That's right. That was a good pick from El Ninos here on the drive to big score, plus 450 there, plus 425. You do your line shopping. Of course, I like it when people say, "Oh, Ron Soto's increasing his trade value for what? Hitting batting practice home runs."
Well, people are watching, but I mean, obviously the scouts and all that already know who Juan Soto is, but I guess it doesn't hurt to remind everybody. But yeah, I mean, everybody obviously already knows who he is, and I'm sure a lot of teams would love to have him now. It's just about getting the right price. Players.
I think Julio Rodriguez did a lot for his stock, right? He made more. He made more money from second place in the home run derby than he did for his contract this year. Can you believe that?
I hadn't heard that, but yeah, that's impressive. Anyways, I'm sure he'll have much bigger contracts to come. So yeah, he did great for himself, and it was quite a show to watch. It was fun to watch. So
entertainment.
Congrats to him, and of course to Soto as well.
Yeah, I mean, these guys deserve all the praise, man. It's a hard sport, man. To be at the top of your game in the professional sports is no joke. All right, El Ninos here with the Bengals here to repeat here. AFC North champions plus 175. All right, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, Christmas in July right now. What do you have going on over at the site?
I got a couple knocked down all my long-term passes since I hadn't put any premium picks out for the home run derby or the All-Star game tonight. But baseball's coming back into action real soon. So again, I think your best deal right now is getting the yearly pass. If not, check out the 30-day pass, I guess. don't want to be grabbing a 3-day pass today. But yeah, those deals will still be up throughout the rest of the month. So make sure you check those out from PickDogs.com.
That's right, guys. Got a board with El Ninos over at Pick Dogs. It's Christmas in July. A lot of these passes have been reduced. El Ninos has reduced his 1 year all sports pass to $9.99. Get all of El's plays here from all the sports he handicaps. He's in action here with all the major sports, as you know, NBA, MLB, as well as football. College football is coming up. NHL, number 1 unit producer in the NHL last year, as well as college basketball. He does great work in college basketball, NBA, baseball. Again, 1 year all sports pass, your best value right now over at Pick Dogs Plan with the Christmas in July special. Right now, El Ninos reduced his price to $9.99 right now for that 1 year all sports pass. Also, reductions on El's 30-day pass as well over there at Pick Dogs. All right, El, as always, great having you show. Yourself a great evening, and we'll talk with you again tomorrow.
All right, thanks, Tony. Yeah, have a good one. We'll see you then.
We'll see you then. El Ninos here on the drive through. All right, let's continue on our coverage here on the drive through. Let's go ahead and welcome in more football talk. And we've got football, WNBA, and all-star pick for you. So let's bring more football. Let's bring in Damian Sosh. Let's show you if I'm over at Pick Dogs Pim, where he does great work up there. Let's bring in Damian right now. Damian Sosh. Damian, what's happening?
Hey, Tony. How's it going?
It's going great. Doing great. All right, here we go. We're going to look here at a season win total, and you're going to be looking here at the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yep, taking a look at the Eagles. I think last year, if I remember correctly, I gave you guys the over in the Eagles season win total at this time last year, and that cashed. And I like them to go over their posted total season win total again this year. They finished 9-8 last year. Rookie head coach Nick Sirianni, and I think they did some things that really improved their team in the offseason, and they have a very favorable schedule as well that I think helps them push on themselves over the win total. Last season, they started off slow, just 2-5, and then they finally started to commit to the run game. And they finished the season really strong. Miles Sanders is their number 1 back, but they really have multiple backs that get the job done. Sanders is often injured a lot. Boston Scott filled in nicely for this team last year. The Eagles they led the NFL in rushing. The backs averaged 4.9 yards per carry. Really, I think anybody that you put behind this offensive line is going to gain yards. Now, the passing game did need some improvement. Jalen Hurts, a little bit shaky. His first year as a starter. Last year, Devontae Smith was the Eagles' number 1 receiver as a rookie. He had 64 catches on the season. But they went out and they added A.J. Brown on draft day. That's going to help Hurts, and it's going to open up the field for Devontae Smith and for tight end Dallas Goedert, who's a really quality tight end. And their defense should be improved as well. They brought in Hassan Reddick to help along that defensive line. They drafted Jordan Davis, who should also help with that defensive line. Although I think they should have taken Kyle Hamilton because they need a safety, and I think they might end up regretting that pick. Not to say that Jordan Davis isn't a very good player, but maybe I'm a little biased also liking Kyle Hamilton. Anyway, they also added James Bradbury, a cornerback, and that's going to give them a really good combination there at corner with Darius Slay and James Bradbury. They're 2 excellent corners. All in all, I really think the Eagles have a shot at winning the NFC East this season, and I believe they go over that season win total.
All right, we got Damian Sosh here. Record here with the Eagles over 9.5 wins, coming off a 9-win season last year. You look at their draft; they go defensive tackle out of Georgia here, Jordan Davis. You get center here from Nebraska. Go inside linebackers with pick 3, and then pick 6 was their next pick here. So they're looking at here at defense early on here with Jordan Davis coming in from Georgia, one of those Georgia studs on the front 4. And of course, looking at this Eagles schedule to start the season, it looks like a possible 4-0. Could be a 4-0 start. We'll see how it goes. Lions on the road, Vikings at home. That's not always easy. That's going to be a primetime game. Then you're at Commanders and home to the Jaguars.
Yeah, I mean, they have an excellent shot to, like you said, to go 4-0. And they do that. They're well on their way. I mean, you take a look at the division. It's not the strongest division, but the NFC East, it always seems like these teams kind of always end up splitting, no matter how good or how bad some of these squads are. But when I look at their out-of-conference schedule, they're going to be playing the AFC North minus the Bengals. They don't get the Bengals, but I think when I take a look, I mean, at that schedule, I think it's very favorable for them to hit the win total. And you touched on about defense. They also added they brought in Nakobe Dean also from that Georgia National Championship team at linebacker, where they definitely needed some help at the linebacker position. I think they added some quality players as well through the draft at linebacker.
Yeah, they got the South here. They got the Jaguars, Titans, Texans here. The Steelers is that extra game here on based on their
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's based on their
wrong.
finishing. And they've got, of course, they got the divisional games. Should be really interesting to see how they match up here against the Giants, the Commanders. Will the Commanders be improved here? A little more stability at quarterback. Hey, you're the old Eagle at quarterback here for Commanders.
That's going to be. I'll tell you what. They're already talking about that game around this area. And Carson Wentz coming to town. There's a little bit of ill feelings, I guess, towards him and how things kind of ended here. Not that he ever said anything badly in this and that, but that's going to be an interesting game. And for the Eagles fans to see him twice a year, that's going to be great. I can't wait for those 2 weekends. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that ought to be something there. The way this sets up here, especially with the Eagles, of course, facing this new quarterback here with the Commanders, which is I found really interesting here. Yeah, so it looks good early on. Of course, the Cowboys are always going to be a tough out anytime home and away. That's the huge rivalry there.
Oh yeah, I mean they talk about that game for. I mean, all it is Dallas week, and that's all you hear on the radio. That's all you go outside. That's everything you see is hate Dallas, and anybody that's a Cowboys fan in the area is known as a cockroach. So it's very entertaining.
The NFC North is going to be the opponents here for the NFC East this year, and your extra game, the extra game here based on how the team finished will be against the Saints.
Yeah, the Saints will be an interesting team coming into this year. I'm not sure what to expect from them. So that's what I believe at the very end of the schedule. So have to see what teams have to play for then too. That's always the guys play their starters or they resting people. Doesn't matter, So that's always a tricky one there at the end of the season. I'm not sure. Can't get a good read yet on the Saints as to what they're going to be yet this year.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see. They'll have a little more cohesion, but we'll see which direction they're going there. We got Damian here on the Eagles over 9.5 wins for this NFL season. All right, Damian, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium here. Of course, we're in Christmas in July. You have really good performance here last 30 days, 371 units. So, profit, what do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, I don't have any premium plays out there today, but as Al had mentioned earlier, he slashed his season packages, and I did as well. You can probably get about 50% or more on just about all my 730 yearly pass. I have the Major League Baseball season reduced for the rest of the season, and all those will be going on to the end of July. So definitely now's the time if you want to get a long-term package. Definitely pick one up now. Now's the time to do it.
Yeah, get on board with Damian Sosh over at Pick Dogs Premium. Christmas in July, he takes 50% off his 30-day All Sports Pass, his 1-year All Sports Pass, and his 7-day All Sports Pass. Some really good values right now, Christmas in July. Get on board with Damian's 1-year All Sports Pass, half off his $19.95 price at $9.99 right now, going on over at Pick Dogs. All of Damian's full seasons would include all this preseason in NFL, also regular season and postseasons action there from NFL, college football, the Bulls, NBA, college basketball, regular season as well as postseason. Don't forget the baseball and the hockey. Great value there with that 1-year all sports pass here. Christmas in July, 50% off regular price. Get on board right now with Damian Sosh over at Pick Dogs Premium. All right, Damian, as always, great having your show. Have a great evening, and we'll talk with you when they start playing again on Thursday.
Yep. Looking forward to it, Tony. Talk to you then.
You got it. Damian Sosh here on The Drive. We'll continue on. Guys, if you missed any of our picks, we'll do a complete recap here at the end of the show. So make sure you stay tuned for that. All right, let's continue on. More football conversation coming up. Then we got WNBA and then an all-star pick. So let's continue on here. And let's go ahead and welcome in Shane Mickle. Boy, Shane Mickle had a really good football season, both NFL and college football near top of leaderboards there. It's just an amazing performance he did. Let's bring in Shane in right now. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Also does some coverage writing. I know he's into the MMA, UFC as well. You can find some of his written work over at Sports Chat. Let's bring in Shane Mickle here right now. Shane, what's happening?
How's it going tonight, Tony?
It's going great. Going great. All right, Shane, today you'll be looking at a player prop from a player that's near and dear to you. A team, that is.
Yeah. Yes, I'm going to look at the NFL receiving yards here for the season. And I think this receiving prop comes down to two people, Cooper Kupp or Justin Jefferson, for who's going to have the most receiving yards of the season. Of course, some other guy could come in and slip in. But I really like the way that Justin Jefferson looked last season, and I think it's only be better this season. Last season you had Mike Zimmer, who hated throwing the ball. He wished that you could run on every down, including third and fourth down, to win. And Justin Jefferson was still able to get 1,616 yards last year. And I think one big change with Kevin O'Connell, Cooper Kupp, Kevin O'Connell was Cooper Kupp's coach last year. And, where Cooper Kupp made all his magic last year was with the yards after catch. And I think that's where Justin Jefferson's going to improve this year. I think instead of just going deep all the time, I see a lot more, maybe gadgety, maybe not as much as Deebo Samuel, but a little more gadgety, short passes to get him some of those yards after catch. And I think he's going to take over that crown from Cooper Kupp here. I'm going to take Justin Jefferson to lead the league in receiving yards.
All right, Justin Jefferson to lead the NFL here in receiving here at plus 800. Of course, when we look at that, we look at some of the other players around him. Do you see Justin Jefferson really? You see him leading the league in receiving. What about the other receivers here with Minnesota? Do you see them pretty much staying the same? Do you see any of them maybe having even good years as well?
Yeah, I think Thielen is going to be. I think Thielen will always get his touchdown passes, and if they double and triple Jefferson, he'll get his. I think he'll get all his stats still, but after those two, it's kind of still just really, just a bunch of young guys who I think will definitely have better years, but I don't like fantasy football wise or betting on something like that, like over under yards for them. It's really just who knows what guy could step up. Maybe someone we haven't really heard of right now might be the third leading receiver.
Yeah, that is true. Jefferson, Thielen, and look at some of their at their depth right now. KJ Osborne, Emmer Smith, Marset, BC Johnson, Jalen Naylor, Albert Wilson, Dan Chisena, Myron Mitchell, Blake Prohl, Tristan Jackson, Thomas Hennigan. But no, Thielen and Jefferson better not get hurt this season.
Well, and same with the tight end position. They got Irv Smith Jr., but after that, if they've got no one, they've got that guy who came over from the Rams who was mostly a blocking tight end. So that's another place I would love to see them add maybe it's just a homer pick, but Kyle Rudolph to get in the end zone again for cheap. He loves it here in Minnesota. He still lives in Minnesota, so I think that would help the receiving core too.
And of course, I think also what helps the passing game is a healthy Dalvin Cook. Right, when you have that run threat, it really makes Kirk Cousins really effective.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that play action pass. And I might be someone that's higher than Cousins than most, but he's a good quarterback. I think it's definitely going to show. I mean, if he can't be a good quarterback to even take a bigger step forward with O'Connell this year, I guess it's probably time to cut our ties. But I really think that he could surprise people, and I think the Vikings are going to surprise people too. One more point about those Justin Jefferson stat. I don't think the Vikings defense is going to be much improved this year either.
Yeah.
So I think there's going to be a lot of throwing late in games. It's going to be a bunch of shootouts, especially we play the Cowboys, we play the Patriots. And they always struggle against the Bears, even Lions. They always let those teams do whatever they want to. So, the Vikings might have to score 30, 35 a game to be competitive.
The Giants they have the Giants on the schedule. Giants have played some high-scoring games. They got bad defense. The Giants, you get a bad defense. We'll see if they improve, though. But this is going based on last year. They got the Jets as well, who was not a good defense. Commanders had a really down defensive season last year, not getting off the ball here on third down. Cardinals is a team that's have been in high-scoring games. It's kind of a team that really the quarterback got hurt late in the season. They just kind of tanked at the end of their. Saints is a team that's an enigma right now. We're trying to figure out what they are. You got Packers here. This is kind of a scary game. This could be a shootout because we always see the Packers come out really off that. Aaron Rodgers has 4 series in his first preseason games, gets 3 touchdown drives. You see that all the time, right? And then boom, that offense is high flying in week 1. We could see that shootout there in week 1.
Yeah, definitely. It should be a good game, but the Vikings, I think they played them last year too. They always seem to find success against the Packers. And Kirk Cousins seems to find success. So yeah, I'd be definitely looking at game. Probably the over, depending on what that number is sitting at, especially with good being early in the season. Yeah,
early in the season, we see a lot of high-scoring games. This could be one of them there to start off there with Green Bay. Of course, what got Mike Zimmer fired, by the way, there in Minnesota, really was the play of the defense, right? Because he was the defensive coach that got away from him.
Yeah, definitely, and his relationship with Kirk Cousins, I think, didn't help either. His inability to change anything with that offense. It didn't matter who it was. I mean, he kept blaming offensive coordinator after offensive coordinator, but I think it was definitely him. But yeah, more importantly, that defense just struggled so much, especially last year. Hopefully improves this year a little bit.
Yeah, we'll see how the improvement goes here. Justin Jefferson here to lead the NFL in receiving at plus 800. We got Enrique Patel says the Packers have no receivers. Yeah, they've had some turnover there in the receiver position. We'll see how Aaron Rodgers handles this. Kind of an interesting year as he came back with Green Bay.
It'll definitely be interesting seeing the Packers. Devontae Adams was always a thorn in the Vikings side. It didn't seem to matter, but Aaron Rodgers seems to make everyone look good, but without that star receiver, it might look a little different in Green Bay this year.
Yeah, maybe. We got Shane here on Justin Jefferson to lead the NFL in receiving the return plus 800. All right, Shane, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium here. We're on Christmas in July, but let's take a look here at the numbers you put up last autumn, man. This was amazing here with your NFL and your college football combined. 810 units of profit in the NFL, 789 units of college football last season. Also, as we hit the All-Star break, you hit 509 units over your last 7 days. So you kind of got on fire as we get to the All-Star break. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed to see the All-Star break with the plays heating up again in the MLB. But yeah, I don't have anything tonight. I'm probably gonna give away a free prop bet on my Twitter. But yeah, look at something long term. Last week I did say that my NFL combined pass wouldn't be any cheaper, but I forgot that Christmas in July was coming up, and I've slashed the price on that even more. It's definitely not getting any cheaper than the price that's up there now. But yeah, all my long term passes, their prices have been slashed with the Christmas in July. So especially that college football and NFL pack, if I combine profit on both of those, they'll make your money within the first month of that pass. It gets you every single play through the playoffs with college football, NFL at that low price. So let's hop on that long term and let's make some money together.
That's right, guys. Got on board with Shane Mickle over at Pick Dogs Premium. Reduced his NFL and college football season pass even more. All of Shane's plays here from the NFL. If he's in the preseason, it will include preseason as well as regular season and postseason. College football regular season as well as the bowl season, $7.99. It's been reduced here with Christmas in July, early bird special right now. So get on board over at Pick Dogs Premium with Shane's NFL and college football full season early bird special, and even an additional discount here with the Christmas in July special to $7.99. So really good value right now. So go ahead and get signed up with Shane Mickle. All right, Shane, as always, great having you show. Have yourself a great rest of the evening, and we'll talk with you when they start playing again baseball here on Thursday for reals.
So, sounds good. See everyone Thursday night.
You got it. Shane Mickle here on the drive. So, hey, guys, if you missed any of our picks, we'll do a complete recap here at the end of the show, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here. We got through the football. We got WNBA and All-Star still to go, so let's bring in our man who's covering the hoops. Will be our man, Rod Zawacky. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. He's been really good to us here on the show as well. So let's bring in Rod Zawacky here, coming off a really good college football season last year. Let's bring in Rod. Rod, how's it going?
It's going good, Tony. It's a nice sunny day up. I don't see any storm clouds in sight, so I'm feeling good today.
Yeah, let's hope they stay away. That's kind of a little scary stuff going on out there.
Exactly.
In your end of the
I like the new Panthers helmet. Did you happen to see the new all black Panthers helmet?
No, I haven't.
They got an all black helmet. They just released it. It'll come out week 10. It'll be the official game they'll play it in their week 10 game. But it looks pretty good. All black with the Panthers that Panthers kind of aqua bluey color.
Yeah.
As the symbol on the helmet. Man, it looks really good. It's sharp. Real sharp. I like it. It looks good.
Let's see. That looks good. All right. Let's hope things work out for them on the field today. We're going to go WNBA here with Rod today. We got the Atlanta Dream here traveling to face Las Vegas here. We got the Vegas here favored by 12.5, total 169.5.
Yeah, you're looking, this line has just been climbing all day long. It opened at 11, and it's just been up to 11.5. It went up to 12. It's some places it's even as high as 13.5. And I think that's crazy because this Dream team, they play solid defense. They're ranked 5th in the WA on defense. They're one of the holding teams on field goals. Their defensive field goal percentage, their holding teams, is best in the WNBA. So I think they can hold this highly offensive Vegas team down. I think this is just way too many points. You look at this Vegas team, and they're 3-9 ATS their last 12 games. They're also 0-6 their last 6 home games ATS. And you look at this Dream team, ever since Tiffany Hayes has come back for them, they've definitely been able to increase their offensive output. She's only played 6 games this season, but when she's in there, she's averaging over 15 points a game. So she's been a huge addition back to this dream team, as their record doesn't show that they're actually really better than what they are. The Dream 4-0 their last 4 versus Western Conference teams. So we're going to take the Dream plus all these points. Drop your number around and see what you can get. I've seen it up as high as 13. So take the Dream plus the points. Their defense is pretty solid. I think we got a tighter game as Vegas at home has not been good covering the spread.
No, they have not. When you look at Vegas, yeah, they've got their past 2 covers here against Connecticut and New York, but that was 6-point and a 4-point line. But when you're laying over a 7 and higher against with Vegas, they haven't covered. Look at this: failed cover against New York, laying 7. Failed cover against New York, laying 11. Failed cover here against LA, laying 8.5. Failed cover against Washington, laying 9. That went overtime, by the way, too. At 1 point win, laying 8.5 here against Chicago doesn't cover. They're not covering these big lines.
No, it's like they get a lead and they just we don't care what the cover is. They just gas and go low and just squeak out wins. I've seen where they games they should have lost because they not a great cover team, that's for sure.
No,
Vegas solid, but this Dream is their defense plays a lot better than what people are looking here. Bookmakers got this one wrong. This should be a tighter game than this 12.5.
Yeah, there you go here with Rod here, Atlanta Dream here, plus 12.5 here against Vegas. This one, a lot of WNBA, we got these late night starts here, 10 Eastern time tonight with this one. All right, Rod, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium as we're Christmas in July here. You're coming off a really good college football season, 805 units of profit. We're almost getting down to the under 30 days here for college football. Still a little bit more days to go here till we get to the late July here, but the college football week 1 isn't too far away. Put up some great numbers, 805 units of profit, college football document. That's regular season and postseason combined. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs?
And going on at Pick Dogs, like everybody else says, it's Christmas in July, and this is the best time to jump aboard something long term. We've lowered the prices on a 7-day, 30-day, even a year pass. If you go look at my college football pass, it's $500. Gets you everything I've got for college football. And then for a little bit more, you can get NFL and college football. And then for a little bit more, you get everything I've got. Grab my VIP a year. That's the best deal going right now. Works out to be $75 a month. Can't go wrong. You get everything I release from now till this time next year. So find something, jump aboard. Whenever we get back at her at the grind come Thursday, and we'll be hard at her for the next 7 to 8 months. Back to 5 hours sleep. Love it.
There we go. Here we go. No doubt about
Bring
that.
it on.
Yeah, bring it on. Bring on those long hours when all these sports are overlapping here. No doubt. Get on board with Rod Zawacky over at Pick Dogs Premium. Come off a really good college football season for last year. He does have his passes up there. Christmas in July. Prices reduced right now on Rod Zawacky's total gridiron season pass here from college football. Get all of his plays here, all of his premium plays here from college football, including postseason. $750 here. I'm sorry, it's $500 now. $500 here on the college football season pass at the NFL for $250 more in the Christmas in July for $750. His NFL and college football combined pass. If you just want college football, it's $500. It also includes his postseason action as well. Of course, as Rod says, for a little bit more, you can go with the 1 year all sports pass, which is a really good value for $900. For $150 more, get the rest of the sports in here, right? Because Rod's in action here, not only in NFL and college football, but he's in action in NHL. He's in action in MLB. He's got his tickets already ready for the Oilers already ready to go check them out there. You also got NBA, the college basketball season. You know how that is with tons and tons of games here. The Saturday cards are monster. March Madness, NIT, CIBI, CIT. Who knows what else they'll have here when we get in the college hoops. NHL we talked about. Also, some of the other sports he delves into. Keep an eye in the members area. May have some WNBA, may have some CFL. So you just got to keep your eye in there with Rod Zawacky over at Pick Dog Stream. But that 1 year all sports pass, $900. All football combined, NFL, college football, $750, or just college football, $500. Take your choice there. Christmas in July, these passes has been reduced here for Christmas in July promo. So get on board with Rod Zawacky over at Pick Dogs Premium. Rod, as always, great having your show. Have yourself a great evening, and we'll talk with you again tomorrow.
Hey, thanks for having me, and let's get ourselves another winner, and we'll definitely see you guys tomorrow. And I think I'm going to have a college football win total for you guys tomorrow.
Oh, nice. Looking forward to that. Rod Zawacky here on the drive through. Let's continue on, guys. If you missed any of our picks, we'll do a complete recap here at the end of the show. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Now it's time for my pick. As promised, we're going to be looking here at at the All-Star game here. So we'll pull start play here for you right now. Let's go ahead and put up the card for this game. We're going to be looking AL versus NL. We got the NL favored minus 115. The total's down to 7.5. It was sitting around 8. We've seen 8, 7.5s come in here. But we're gonna look at this one a different way. We're gonna look at a first 5 inning play. We're gonna go here with the AL NL under 4 runs first 5 innings here in this spot. And of course, we go back in history and look when this game was last played at Dodger Stadium. I remember back in 1980. I'm from Southern California, from the LA area. 4-2, finished with a total of 6 runs, and wasn't really much offensive in that game early on. You always got to worry about the shadows in Dodger Stadium here in the summer with that early local start time here at 5 o'clock local start time in LA. Of course, we got 2 aces on the mound. Clayton Kershaw for the NL to face Shane McClanahan from the AL. These are rock stars on the mound here. The pitching staff, from the starters' perspective, look tough because you always see a lot of starting pitching here in the first 5 innings. I like the starting pitching more than I like the bullpens in these games. That's one of the reasons why I picked the first 5 in this way. Because you look at the NL, in addition to Kershaw, well, you got Gonsolin. He's been on fire. And of course, and Anderson's been good. Of course, these teams here are playing in their home ballpark. You had Sandy Alcantara, Joe Musgrove, and Miles Michaelis. I don't know if we'll see him in the first 5. I don't have to worry about him because he's one of those late additions. But I like Gonsolin, Anderson, Sandy Alcantara, and Joe Musgrove. We'll probably see maybe 4 of those. 1, 2, 3. We'll probably see 3 of those 4 in the first 5. Now, on the AL side, of course, we got McClanahan. These starters might go 2 innings. Rarely do you see them go 3 anymore. But again, look at who's coming in. Look at the starters here that will back up. Because we won't see the bullpen probably till the 7th, 8th, and 9th, right? So even maybe the 6th, I doubt it. Maybe 7th, 8th, and 9th. So we'll probably see the starters, definitely see the starters in the first 5. So after McClanahan, you got Manoah. Manoah's been a stud. Cortez, strong pitcher. Ohtani, right? They're going to play Ohtani, right? This is in Southern California, right? Might see Blackburn. May see Valdez, but I'm pretty sure we'll see Manoah, Cortez, and Ohtani. You got to get the New York guy in there, right? You got to get him in for the ratings. Manoah's been the stud here, the young guy. So I think you'll see Manoah, Cortez, and Ohtani. I really think you'll see them there in the first 5 here, and the next pitchers up. Because usually once the starters go 2, then you see the starters come in and pitch 1 inning. So I could see McClanahan 2, then Manoah, Cortez, Ohtani, and take you through 5 innings. And the same thing there on the NL side. Right? I think you'll see Gonsolin after Kershaw, then Alcantara, Musgrove, and then maybe Anderson, Miles Michaelis, the 5th and maybe 6th, 7th inning. Maybe not the 7th inning. Maybe Michaelis. I could see Michaelis being the long guy. But again, there is no extra innings in this game. If it's tied after 9, they do a home run derby. So maybe you can throw in pitchers in throughout. We can put them in one inning a game. So we'll see how the managers play. But I'm only worried about the first 5 because I really like the starting pitching a lot more than I like the bullpens in these games. So I'll look AL, NL going under 4 runs first 5 innings. This one to have a start time here of 8 p.m. Eastern time. All right, guys, check out Pick Dogs for me. It's Christmas in July. I've reduced my 1-year all sports pass $300 right now for $9.99. You'll get all of my premium plays for an entire year. I cover NFL, college football, Major League Baseball, NBA, as well as college basketball. So get on board with my 1-year all sports pass over at Pick Dogs. I am the #1 units producer in Major League Baseball for 2022. All documented there over at Pick Dogs. So get on board with me right now. And of course, Christmas in July, you're saving $300 off my regular price on my 1-year all sports pass. So get signed up. You can access all of our Handicappers pages right now by clicking the link in the description and clicking the All Handicappers tab at the top. You'll be able to find all your favorite Handicappers. Click to their page and get signed up to one of their passes. It's Christmas in July. Great value right now over at Pick Dogs. All right, let's continue on with the show. As promised, it is time now for the recap. Afraid we did not get, let me see here. Let me give one last look to see if we got in touch with Tony Brown, which I don't believe we did. I don't see Tony Brown here. Nope, I do not see Tony Brown. All right, so I'll try not to. I don't want to get upset. So let's just get right to the recap here. We'll go into the recap. We'll show the picks here. We got started here. Well, again, no Tony Brown. We had Al Ninos here. Why did I do this to myself for? Now I'm going to be in a bad mood. We had Al Ninos here. Bengals to win AFC North at plus 175. We had Damian Sosh. Eagles over 9.5 wins. Shane was on take Justin Jefferson to lead NFL in receiving at plus 800. We had Rod Zawacky on Atlanta Dream plus 12.5 against the Las Vegas Aces. And yours truly here, AL, NL, under 4 runs first 5 innings. And the play I like the best, I like Rod's play here on the Dream plus the 12.5 here against the Las Vegas Aces. All right, that'll do it for this edition of the Drive-Thru, guys. Be sure to tune in again tomorrow live at 6 p.m. Eastern time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring our cappers in on Pick Dogs and and Sports Chat Place. I'll give you live free picks. Now, tomorrow's show will be football focused, right? There's no WNBA, there's no baseball, there's no CFL until Thursday, and I don't even think MLS until Saturday. So we're going to be all football focused tomorrow. Every pick will be football related here on the show tomorrow, guys. So make sure you tune in at 6 p.m. Eastern time for some season win totals. Rod talked about a college football season win total. I'll have something from football. Everyone on the show. I know I've already got some early entrants. I know Sean Murphy came in with his pick already for tomorrow, and I may have another one already. So be sure to tune in live at 6 p.m. Eastern time for the drive-through show. Don't forget, guys, to like, subscribe our channel. Make sure you set those notifications. We have a lot of live shows, a lot of content we produce here. So we want to make sure you get notified when we produce this content and when we're live, so you get the best numbers when you place your bets. And you can, whether you're handicapping with us and you want to match games, or you want to take our picks. Make sure when you're with us live, you'll be able to bet into the best numbers. And of course, speaking of the shows, don't forget 10 a.m. Eastern time. You've got the morning show with Mitch. You got Brian. You got Chris Ruffalo with him. Also, Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. We also have Brian's video series. He has 2 going. He's got his Take It to the Bank, and he's got his Fast 5. So you can check those video series up every single day from Brian Bittler, delivering a lot of content for you there on a daily basis. We got Javon with his parlay of the day. We also have Ron Romanelli, his MLB rundown. It's getting in excess of 12 to 15,000 views a day. Hey, it's good stuff when you're getting that kind of view. So make sure you check that one out up there as well. And of course, the MMA show with Brad and Mills, Saturdays at 1 p.m. Eastern time. That's fight night, right? Saturday. So you want to make sure you get those really good, those MMA picks. We've got the weigh-ins. We know what's going on. A lot of late information there from Mills, who's really connected in that sport. Brad is as well. So you guys tune in to that MMA show on Saturdays at 1 p.m. Eastern time. All right, that'll do it here for our show. Let's go ahead and bring in our crew for tonight's show. We're going to wave goodbye to you guys. Have yourself a great evening. We'll talk with you again tomorrow live at 6.